Hi, I'm Terry and I'm nuts about stamping. I'm back today with another Sundays with Sizzix project. I'm going to show you how to make a beautiful Christmas card using your Big Shot and the modern Mosaic embossing folder. So I'm going to get my platform on tab 1 all ready and set up. I'm going to put bottom standard cutting pad on, and then I'm going to take my modern Mosaic folder and I'm going to put a piece of Whisper White cardstock inside. This is cut 3 3/4 by 5. You want to make sure you put it in your folder nice and straight or your little mosaic images will look kind of funny. Put your top standard cutting pad on and run it through the Big Shot. That's going to create a layer for my card. Now, when you emboss with this fabulous folder, you've got kind of innies and you've got outies. It sort of depends which look you want for your card. I'm going to have the innies on facing up on my card. So I'm going to take my snail adhesive and attach this layer to a piece of old olive cardstock that's cut 1/8 of an inch larger all around. There we go. Like so. And then my card base is going to be a piece of Whisper White that's cut 4 1/4 by 11 and scored on my Simply Scored at the 5 1/2 mark. The next thing I want to do is put a decorative element across the front of my card, and I'm going to use our Christmas washi tape. I'm going to put a strip of the red polka dotted. It's almost like a cherry cobbler color. That's the color I match it up with. And I'm just going to wrap that around and then trim it off. Excuse me. And then I have this fabulous color, the green color. I pair it up with Old Olive, which is why I used Old Olive on my card. Let me get that nice and straight across the card. It's hard to do it when I'm sitting down videoing. There we go. Just wrap it around and adhere it down. And then I'm going to attach this Old Olive layer to the front of my card. Now the next thing I want to do is add a decorative element that makes this card more of a Christmas card. And so I'm going to use my Mosaic Madness stamp set, this image that I've mounted on clear block C, and I'm going to stamp it down and punch it out using the Mosaic punch. And I've done this in cherry cobbler. I'm not sure if I said that. And then I'm going to clean it off and I'm going to stamp it again. This time I'm using my Old Olive ink. Ink it up. Stamp it down and punch it out. I love our combination of stamp sets and punches. And you can save yourself 15% by buying the bundle. And then I need to get some Stampin' Dimensionals. And I'm going to put a Stampin' Dimensional on the back of each one. But before I mount it on, I'm going to bring in a second piece of Whisper White cardstock that's a scrap cardstock. And I'm going to grab my Tags for You stamp set and the Holly Jolly Christmas stamp. I'm going to mount that on clear block C. And then I'm going to stamp it down and punch it out using the cherry cobbler. Since I already have an additional Old Olive element. I'm going to use the cherry cobbler this time and punch it out. And I'm going to use my Stampin' Dimensionals. I'm going to put one at the top and one at the bottom, or one on either side, depending on where the image was. Whoops. And then I'm going to adhere it down like that. Now I'm going to take my two little images and I'm going to put one there. And I'm going to put the second one up a little higher, like so. And then, before the video began, I went ahead and used some of my linen thread, and I created two tiny bows that I'm going to adhere to each ornament, like so. And I'm going to adhere it down using some Crystal Effects. Crystal Effects is a very strong adhesive, and you can really control how much you put down and where you want to put it. The thing with Crystal Effects is after you attach your bow, you're going to have to set it aside to dry for a little while. But when you do, it'll dry with like a little candy, shiny candy dot, and it's going to add just a touch of glitter to this card. And there we go. Now, if I wanted to be really adventurous, I could also attach some linen thread, run it up my card and around the other side on each ornament, so it looks like it's hanging down from a Christmas tree or something like that. But for now, I'm going to leave this card like this. The other thing I could do is I could add a rhinestone jewel in the center of each of those ornaments to add a touch of bling, which I think I'll do when the video's over, and I'll post the card on my blog with the little bling added. For a complete listing of the supplies and the measurements for the cardstock, please hop on over to my blog, www.nutsaboutsstamping.com. While on my blog, make sure you subscribe to my newsletters. I have a whole exclusive series of Christmas ideas that come out weekly, and then I have other newsletters that come out monthly. I have a special announcement for those of you that live local to the Raleigh area. I'm holding a big yard sale next weekend and getting rid of all of my retired stuff, so you don't want to miss that. You might want to pop on by my Stampin' Spot. You can ask me a question, or on my blog I also have a link to my online store so you can place an order.